Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will. I'm the D&D Sex Icon. I'm back today with the next episode, most recent episode, the live episode, in fact, it's happening right as we speak, of Atomic Cthulhu, and we've got the full cast and crew back with us today. So let's go around, let's figure out who we are and who we're going to be playing today. And let's start with our keeper of arcane lore, Greg, Grimjack21502. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, buddy. I'm going through puberty right now, but bear with me. I am doing well. I can't wait to be here for Atomic Cthulhu for a little 1950s Cthulhu action. We ended on a bit of a cliffhanger last week as we had a bit of a fender bender. Gumble ended up in the hospital. Yeah, you're in the hospital. We'll recap that in a bit, but we have some fun things to do this week. And by fun, I mean get those extra characters ready, kids. Chat, if you're with me, you're with me. If you're against me, get out. In other words, I want crits my way, nat ones their way, wild magic surges, bring it down tonight, my trickster gods, as this is the time, this is the place, this is time to get atomic. Let's do it.
Now is indeed the hour. Great stuff. Thank you, Greg. We also have with us tonight Mr. Myth Manning, the big deal himself. How you doing, Myth?
I'm doing great. Super excited to be here. Happy to be playing Joey DeVivre, our knife dancing West Side Story backup dancer / greaser from Greece. Yeah, I'm just super excited to be playing and kind of bitch.
Great stuff. We also have with us tonight Kiana. How you doing, Kiana?
I am doing great. Super excited to get back, start my week off with some Call of Cthulhu craziness. I will be playing Jane, who last week she almost died again. Got a whole bunch of black goop and some teeth and fingernails, and she also feels like there's something under her eye, which is great, because, you know, that's always a good sign.
Absolutely, absolutely. And next along there is Mike. I guess we should probably get that out of the way. Mike, how you doing?
I guess so. Yeah, I'm here. This is me. I'm here. Please don't kill me, guys. I keep adding more and more to my costume, and it's just too much. I have more to add. Just don't kill me. I want to see how it goes.
I keep taking more.
I don't. Oh, whoa. Well, D&D sex icon for a reason. Yeah, but I am Mike. I'm here to kick ass and take names. Yeah, and I am not in a car crash, so that's great. I'm excited to not be in a car crash, so can't wait to continue to that.
I'm happy for you. Speaking of not getting killed, you actually have a wild magic surge already from Mr. D Forgotten, so there's that for you. But last but not least, we have Jules with us tonight. Jules, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Do you happen to know what happened last week at all? Your character?
No,
No, good. Nothing happened. Your character is perfectly fine. None of it is my fault. So now that we've gotten that out of the way.
Oh boy.
Everything's great. Everything's fine. Ruby's just got T-boned, which is fine. I actually wear a vintage dress the day she's probably gonna die, so that's cool. Everything's fine. None of us are gonna die. No one's out to get us. Yeah, that's about it. Also, I play Ruby.
Great stuff. As myself, I'll be returning as Agent Gumbo, who is apparently not feeling so well. So, man, we're going to have to figure out what's happened to Gumball, because I don't know. I've got myself in the dark, so I'll probably be dealing with some concussions similar to how Gumball has been, by the sounds of things. Before we start today's shout out, remind you guys. I know, yeah. Our sponsors, Fantasy Grounds. Go to fantasygrounds.com. Chest out, don't chest out. Check it out. Our virtual tabletop of choice. If it involves your chest somehow, more power to you. Also, they're in wetlandgames.co.uk. You go over to their site and check out all of their incredible lines of minis for up to 20% off the retail price. You guys can interact with today's show as well. If you haven't followed yet, hit the follow button, join us. Here's a tweet for you guys as well. 20 retweets, you guys get to decide what happens next in our game. And of course, you can donate to affect the game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, and wild magic surges So I'll hand over to Greg now to remind us and to enlighten me as to what happened last time on the show.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And as we delve back into the events of a week ago, it is only fair to mention and again thank Lindy for jumping in as Trixie Biscuits last week and taking over our roller skating waitress. And a waitress of where, you ask? Of the local eating establishment in Colma, California, known as the Chewin' Chat. As we ended the last episode that Will remembers, a gentleman walked into the Chewin' Chat, opened up his jacket, and revealed several sticks of dynamite strapped to his chest. Now, what proceeded was the crew basically deciding whether or not they were going to fight, work it out, stop the madman. Ultimately, they decided that flight was in their best interests, as Trixie Biscuits left through the back, and the rest of the crew blew out a window and jumped into the parking lot as the Chat and Chew, or the Chew and Chat, had its final moments. All save one, as the only person that could never retreat, despite several failed persuasion attempts, was none other than Agent Gumbel. And as Agent Gumbel was damn near ground zero at the time of the blast, the rest of the party was able to make it clear into the parking lot. The explosion occurred, knocking everyone to the ground. A moment later, Agent Gumbel's smoking body landed in between them. He was alive somehow and continued to sing "My Country 'Tis of Thee," even as he was in a state of fugue or unconsciousness. So as the police as the police officer on the scene, one Douglas Wolf, the police chief of the area, showed up to great appreciation when he found out that the group was in fact government issue, as they were coming from what he believes to be the FBI, but is in fact the Bureau of Oddities and the Occult. Boo. But anyway, he believed that reinforcements had in fact arrived, and he made sure that Gumbel was taken to the local hospital and cared for. The last they saw him as he was loaded into an ambulance, as he was breathing, he was stable, he seemed to be all right. Unfortunately, the town of Colma, California was anything but, as the evidence of violent crimes and assaults and this physical altercations had escalated in this town, which prompted the arrival of the investigators to begin with. The police chief, Douglas Wolf, is at a complete loss on how to stop it. He only has 4 deputies. 2 of them themselves have been put into the hospital by trying to suppress or get between these violent acts in mid-occurrence. It drastically undermanned. He conscripted or deputized the remaining agents and sent them to the house of the would-be bomber. The Trixie Biscuits identified the bomber as one Barney Black and was able to lead the investigators to his residential home and his wife, Betty, who presumably was there. But after investigation, several things were uncovered, as one half of the party was able to find out in the garage that there was a television set that they later ascertained had been thrown through the window, the picture window of the home being broken and boarded up. However, 2 of the members went inside, Trixie and Jane, where they found the hanging corpse of Betty Black. And as it swung there lifeless, it did so only for a moment, as the eyes popped open, and as things are wont to do in Cthulhu, it did not stay dead. And as it attacked, nearly ending Jane's life, the rest of the crew was able to rush in, dispatch of this creature, which immediately began to decompose into a black sludge with only fingernails and teeth remaining, some of which Jane collected. But as Jane was in the middle of collecting this grotesque things that she had found, the rest of the crew ran outside to see somebody absconding with a television set. And as they are wont to do in the 50s, they decided to give chase. And as they jumped into the Cadillac with no longer Gumbel behind the wheel, but one Joey DeVivre, they were able to not only keep pace, but catch up to the pickup truck that was in front of them. They almost had them, even going so far as to bump the back of the truck and relieving one of the men in the back of the truck of their shotgun, which slid into the cab of the blown out window of the Cadillac. But before they could complete this chase, they were T-boned by an oncoming vehicle. And as we left these members of Boo, the Cadillac was flipping end over end down the street. Meanwhile, back at the house, one Lenny Sparks Williams and Jane were finishing the gruesome collection, and Lenny, being very familiar with the sounds of vehicular accidents and everything mechanical, bore witness to the sound and the screech of what he knew to be one big-ass car wreck. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we start up this episode of Atomic Cthulhu. So the very first thing I would like to do is everybody that was in that Cadillac, Trixie, who's not here, Joey, and Ruby, I need you guys to roll a Dex saving throw or a Dex check. Joey, because you were behind the wheel, you get to do so with advantage. So you get to do it twice and take the lowest.
I succeed with a 35.
Okay, and Ruby got a 7. So what ends up happening is, as you go flipping end over end, neither of you are strapped in, as this is the 50s, and the only thing you would have had would have been lap belts, and you didn't put those on as you were going into your chase. The other thing you don't have is a front windshield, which Ruby kicked out during the fight last week. So as you are flipping end over end, ass over tits down this road, you get ejected from the vehicle. First Ruby, followed by Joey. And as you go flying out now, I need you to both roll a luck roll.
Oh no.
Me? Roll luck? Sorry.
Yeah, you roll luck as well, please.
Success.
Okay, Joey, somehow you're able to land, and with both your dex and your luck roll, you are able to do so without sustaining any damage. With a 2 in damage,
I landed
because
a
of
knee
your
slide.
Yeah, Superman
Knee
pose.
slide across the pavement. Like
so you get rug burn? That's your damage?
Like, yeah, I skinned both of my legs, and I have like awesome ripped jeans now, but I land with my hand in the air like the end of a musical number, and I'm breathing heavily because Joey DeVivre is full of Joey DeVivre.
Right, and there's a like a hi hat that just kind of rings out into the night. The last crash, just right. So with 2 damage taken by Ruby, you kind of hit the ground and roll over a bit as the car comes to a rest on its roof in like a grassy washout to the side of the road. However, when you're looking, as you guys turn around, you see that someone did not get ejected from the vehicle, as you see the uniform-clad Trixie Biscuits slumped over on the roof of the back of the car, and you also see fire begin to creep along the underbelly of the Cadillac.
Oh shit.
Let's cut back to the Black Estate, as we have Lenny, who does have his Indian motorcycle, and Jane, who has just collected everything, as this crash resonates through the town of Colma, California. What would you two like to do?
Is Jane still in the house?
Jane has come out with Tupperware containers with weird shit in it, but
perfect.
She's shoving it in her bag.
I'm down for weird shit. Yeah, he opens up the saddlebag and lets you put it in there.
Okay, yeah, shove it in the bag.
Mike's down for weird shit.
Mike,
Down for weird shit, guys.
Is that what's on your
slide into my
DM
DMs.
profile? I'm down for weird shit.
Down for weird shit. Yeah, that's what it says. Tinder/unmade gaming. Down for weird
That's
shit.
what I heard.
So yeah, as soon as you throw the Tupperware in.
Yeah,
You
You also heard it
Tupperware.
here. His Tinder profile is under Unmade Gaming. So
and Jane
true.
looks at Lenny and goes, has your hair always been like that? You know,
Awesome.
it kind of
Yes.
looked like it's floating, like it's underwater.
Joey said I would teach him about cars. He said he would teach me about my hair. Something.
Right.
It's something in process.
Did you hear that?
it's true. I did.
I did. Get on.
Okay. Gets on.
And we take off towards the car crash.
Okay, so as you guys are driving down the road, it doesn't take you too terribly long before in the distance you see the headlights of the car that apparently hit the Cadillac. But it's in the middle of the road, and there is an older gentleman that seems to be running to the left. But as this takes you guys about 30 seconds to get there on the Indian, let's cut back over to Ruby and Joey, as you all are both. Joey's on his knee as he slid to a stop. Ruby, you're kind of collapsed on your stomach as you look over and you see the fire lick across the bottom of the Cadillac.
How close am I to the car?
You are each probably within 15-20 yards.
Okay. Can I do like a mechanical check to see if Ruby can figure out if she's got time to get Trixie out of the car?
Yes, but this is going to need to be an extreme or a hard success because this is just an eyeball in the middle of the night. You've just been thrown from a car.
No, that's none of those.
Yeah, it doesn't look
Okay,
good.
so we're back to
the
the fails of last week.
You're an expert enough to know that it does not look good.
Is there any rubble or a barricade or something nearby I can dive behind?
To give you guys theater of the mind here, the road is a bit elevated as they were in the 50s. They kind of brought them up a bit to make sure that there was a washout or something like that. It would bleed to the sides. This is a newer road. So as you guys are kind of on the elevated side of the road, the car has emptied off onto the left-hand side on its roof. If you were to get on the opposite side, you'd have 2 or 3 feet of dirt in the road. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive. I'm gonna roll down there. I'm gonna get up and like try to roll down there as best I can, and I tell Ruby the same. Get down, it's gonna blow! And I roll into the barrel turn into the ditch.
Yeah, you're able to clear and get down into the other side of the wash. Ruby, what do you want to do?
I mean, Julia the player wants Ruby to survive, but Ruby the person already had someone blow up on her.
And therein lies the conundrum of roleplay. What do we do right now? I'll sit back and drink. You figure it out.
Oh, God. I feel like I should just like roll like
Who's in the car?
a D100, and if it's under a 50, she saves her.
Go for
And
it.
if not, what kind of
Go for
person
it.
is Ruby? Is Ruby a good person or a bad person? That's the thing.
Oh, only
I
you
never
can
actually
answer
tried.
that.
Is
Jules.
Ruby a good person or a bad person? Yeah, she's probably a bad person. She didn't have a lot invested in Trixie, but she feels super guilty.
Well, I will tell you
Well, I
this,
think she's
and this is
gonna-
not me influencing anything. I'm saying, Ruby might be a bad person, but what about Ruben? Can you live with?
Oh wait,
can
how do I
Ruben
do the
live without
rolling
the
again? Can Ruben live?
slash die and then whatever you want to roll?
Oh yeah, it's slash die, not slash roll. Okay. Alright, she's gonna try to save her.
Okay.
Over 50. We're gonna make it. I don't even know if she's like well enough to try to save her, but yeah, she's gonna try to as fast as she can. Since there are no seatbelts and there's lots of kicked windows, pull Trixie out of the car.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, and this is a decision that you must make, Ruben. As you run towards the car, the front window is out. Now the side windows of both the passenger side, which is facing you, and the rear passenger side window are both still intact. You can either try to open a door, kick out a window, go in through the front and get her. I need to know your point of entry or how you intend to get to her, and that will in turn tell me what I need to make you roll.
So is she in the back seat, or is she like bench seat on the front with all us?
Nope, she was in the back seat, and as the car went over on its roof, she's laying on the roof of like above the back seat or below the back seat now.
She's laying on the roof above the back seat. I think Ruby can go in from the front and like pull her by the arms out, because she's not a big lady. She's a tiny little girl.
Okay, so I need you to make a dex check for me.
Well. Oh, yay. Okay.
Okay, that's a regular success. And now I need you to tell me your move rate.
Ooh, where is that sitting?
It should be, it should be on your sheet right at the top. Like 7, 8, 9, something like that. It'll be a low number.
7. It's a 7.
Okay. I want you to roll a d7. So /die 1d7.
That's a 6.
But Greg.
Yes, Joey?
There is no 1d7. Should I roll
There is
Cthulhu.
now. This is a probability
This is
roll.
Cthulhu.
Do we need to remember earlier when we talked about
That's
hominid
what I
species?
said,
Do
yeah.
we need to have a conversation about probability?
Okay, well, no, we don't. Let's not revisit that. As we are cutting now, as Ruby pulls Trixie out, kind of throws her roller skated clad form over her shoulders and begins to climb out of the wash. She makes the top of the road just as the Indian is kind of turning from the site of the crash and heading down the road that the Cadillac ended up beside. And we have Lenny and Jane who see Ruby carrying a figure that you immediately identify as Trixie over her shoulders as she's trying to head, I'm assuming, across to the other side of the road, or
to the ditch, yeah, to the like drainage ditch.
Okay.
Where we'll be safe.
Lenny, I want you to make a mechanical repair roll for me because you have the best ability to eyeball this thing from a distance.
You're goddamn right I do, Greg. Mechanical repair. Pow! Hard success.
This sumbitch is going to blow within seconds, and the Indian is still cruising down the road towards it.
I kill Ruby. No. How far?
How fast can I hit Ruby and this poor lifeless woman who only wanted to help us out?
Listen, Julia, I'll tell you what. If I move the headlamp of the Indian, there's a spike in there. It's fine. How far from this thing is she?
She looks like she's made it about 10, 15 yards away from the burning car. But the car is lower than she is, so kind of like its wheels are level with her. But it's moments.
I prioritize the bike over Ruby because I'm insane.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, it's Greg's fault. He made me insane.
You are. You love this bike.
Like, I want to run in there and save you on the motorcycle. Like, get off, Jane, and then
No, he doesn't.
over there.
No, he doesn't.
But
No, you don't. No.
But I looked over here to my drive skill and saw that it was 20 and realized that wasn't going to happen. Yeah. That's rough for you.
Yeah.
I moved the bike away from the blast zone.
Okay, so you hit the brakes, kind of
Yeah,
slide it.
I yell, because 45 Scout, they probably would have brakes, I think. Because the old ones in World War II didn't have brakes. But yeah, he would just yell out, "It's gonna blow!" and then and like take it off to the side of the road.
Okay, so you Steve McQueen this thing off the side of the road. As soon as you take it, Jane, I want you to roll.
Steve McQueen shit because Steve McQueen would save Ruby.
No,
Did you know Steve
You've seen
McQueen?
a Steve McQueen movie?
Shut, no, just kidding.
See
Yeah,
those
there was
movies? He's
Ruby.
an ass.
Yeah, if there was Ruby here and a bottle of whiskey here, Ruby's dead. And
Yeah,
Steve's
that's
drinking.
true. That's very true. That's very true.
So, Jane, I'd like
Ruby's
you
gonna
to roll a dex check with advantage as you're hanging on the back of this bike as Lenny cuts the wheel. Okay, so with that regular success, you're distracted by what's in, that feeling that seems to have subsided a bit behind your left eye as you almost slip off and you're able to reach up and grab the collar of Lenny as he jerks the bike off the road, and you're able to keep yourself oriented and on top as he drives off into the side just as the explosion hits and the Cadillac erupts into flame. With a 6, you're able to get most of the way out of the way, but not all the way. And so for 2 more damage, you get blown, and Joey, you see the flash, and you see 2 forms go flying over top of you into the field off to your right as they land and come to a rest.
All right. I get up as quickly as I can and run over to them and try to shake them awake, I guess, or I assess their damage.
Jules, that is 4 that you lost in the last minute or so. What was your total hit points?
I have 6 total hit points right now because I was at 10
Okay, so
when we started.
Yeah. Jules wouldn't be, or Ruby wouldn't be completely out. She's dazed. Trixie appears to be completely unconscious, if not dead, and but nobody is coherent at this point. When you get up to them, who would you like to administer first aid to?
What are my choices?
Trixie or Ruby.
Also, that is
Ruby's
a magic item and 2 crits from Mr. Lenny Sparks from Mr. Pokey.
Nice.
Being nice to Mike, I don't really understand, but sure.
And it's weird. Chaos, I guess. That's chaos theory. I'm going to... oh boy. I may have to flip a coin on this one. Because I barely know both of them. Actually, no. I'm gonna go.
How far is the
I
bike?
work with I work with Ruby. So yeah, I'm gonna help her up.
Okay, yeah, Ruby is kind of coming
theory.
to. You can roll a first. Yeah.
Well,
You can roll
Start
first
slapping
aid
you
if you
awake.
want. If
spend 56
Oh.
of
If your
your
first
luck
aid-
to succeed.
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yep.
Same.
So you can spend
Fail.
7 luck if you'd like to. Okay. So
No. I feel like there's gonna be much. No, I'm not.
okay. So as
need those.
you're kind of able to pull Ruby to her feet, but she's reeling. Jules, Ruby is suffering from probably a concussion at least, as she was blown across. This is the second time she was ejected at high speeds in the last minute, minute and a half. You all, Lenny, as you pull over and get off into the road and the explosion goes off, you kind of silhouetted or still kind of backlit by the afterglow of the explosion, you can see that there is at least one person down as Joey pulls Ruby up to her feet. But you can tell from her state and the blood across a gash in her forehead that your compatriots are the worse for wear. This is fascinating. It has to be good stuff he's saying right here.
This is what it's like to be you, Greg, just then.
I'm deaf.
Can I
I'm
drive the
deaf.
bike there, or am I able to just dump it in the grass?
You can do either, but I mean, yeah, you can drive. It's easy enough to take the bike. This isn't like hardcore off-road. This is a flat kind of field.
Okay. Yeah, he gets it as close as he can before, like, sort of. I don't think he kickstands. I think he just sort of leans it over. There's people that are dying.
Yeah.
And Ruby's up. Is she?
Ruby's
Manny,
up,
there's-
and she
you
looks
got a
like
brother? There's you
yeah,
didn't
she looks like
tell
a
me you
fallen
had
boxer.
twins.
She's
Hey,
Yeah, I'm twins. You gotta just.
is that new? Is that new? Your headband,
haircut?
bandana. That's
It's-
new. You got new
Yep.
hair.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Yep.
new.
Shh.
I didn't
And then
know
he
you
goes.
could
He
just
goes to help.
take your hair off,
Trixie.
put other hair on. If you got,
Yeah,
is that
no, I can't.
wig? That's what that is. A wig. You got a wig.
If you think too hard, your brain will hurt because you're an explosion. You have a concussion.
Oh,
and he
it's
goes over
all
to help
kinds
Trixie.
of hurting. I'm a pain in
It's,
everywhere already. I don't know if thinking's gonna make it hurt more. Whoop, maybe it did.
Has Ruby been looked
Jane-
after yet?
Jane. What would you like to do?
Has Ruby been looked over yet? Yes? No?
Joey attempted, but you're not really
Okay,
sure.
I'm
You do
gonna-
see,
I-
however, that Trixie's on the ground.
Okay.
Girl,
I'm
you
gonna,
guys might want to say her life. I climbed into a
I'm gonna
goddamn
try to-
vehicle for
I'm
her.
gonna try to first aid.
I failed a first aid on Trixie.
Yeah.
Nope.
Can Ruby make an attempt at first aid on Trixie?
Yeah, but I'm gonna need you to make this at, let's say if it's minus 10%. So if your skill's 30, you need a 20 or under to help because you are out of it.
No, that didn't work. She's gonna lean down and like poke her. She's gonna be like, Trixie,
You know what?
Trixie, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You gotta wake up.
You know what, Greg?
You
What does
almost
Trixie
died.
look like?
You almost died.
What does Trixie look like?
Yeah.
Trixie is smaller. She's right around 5 foot.
No,
You're not
she-
really
like-
sure. She's
She was an
Oh.
explosion, Greg. How bad did she look?
well.
Is she bleeding,
fucked up
covered in
your
shrapnel?
rolls. You're not real sure how she looks. She looks like she's been in a goddamn explosion. I mean,
She got.
Okay.
She got.
She looks good for having
Stuff
been in
sticking
Is there
out of her,
massive
don't need to
pools of blood, Greg?
That's great.
She's looking
No,
really
I
good
mean,
today.
you-
spot hidden to see where all her bones are.
Youthful.
Color
Yeah.
coordinated.
okay. Mechanically, the only person that has not tried to first aid Trixie, at my count here, is Joey. So Joey, if you want to try to do something to Trixie, now's the time.
You want to do something that's specifically first aid? Not just anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
You almost just killed her.
Okay,
Start slapping her
So-
burns. Wake up!
This is like President Cool-It, where they're like sticking fingers into the wombs. They're like, "Does this help? Does this help?"
Yeah, just
Slapping her
rubbing
bones.
her burns, hoping she'd wake up.
okay. So
I saw
Joey,
this
as
at
you
Give me
get
some
down,
sand. I need sand. Now.
Give me some Joey, as you get down, you see everybody kind of trying to help Trixie, and you kind of go just as you go down to help, you see her kind of roll over as Jane has put her on her back, and you're looking, and you bear witness to the final exhalation of Trixie Biscuits as the air, and it does not, her chest does not rise.
Trixie, stop breathing. Trixie, make
I think-
somebody do a thing.
I think she's dead. I think she's
what
gone.
did you do?
What do you mean? What I do? I was doing what you were doing. I was trying to see if I could help her. I like try to like push her, and like she just rocks back and forth.
I just. I don't think that's how you. Either way.
I think
And
she's
she's
dead.
going.
I mean,
yeah. Put. That's
something
the
telling
whole
me she's dead.
Crazy.
I feel it. I feel it within like inside of me. I have a feeling that she's dead.
Trixie, I got part of my brain leaking out my ear from getting you out of this car. I need you to be alive, please. Please.
Chain actually like turns to Ruby. It's just like, okay. How many fingers am I holding up right now?
Fingers.
Okay.
Yes, you have them.
I would like to try to first aid her if she hadn't been first aided yet.
She has.
I would like
Okay.
some ice for my head. Do
Yeah,
you
maybe we
have
should-
ice?
Maybe we should go to the hospital. I don't have the stuff to deal with this kind of head trauma
Hospital.
on me at any given point.
Hospital. Yeah.
I
I
can't
think
fit
I have
all of
like
you.
a grass stain on my dress though. Can we get changed before we go to the hospital?
I can't fit all of you on the bike.
I feel like the grass stain is something for like. Is there anywhere where
I got a grass stain on my face, man?
As you guys are all sitting here kind of in shock, and as the sound and crackling of the fire that is still your former Cadillac burns behind you, you do hear the sound of sirens as whatever is remaining of the emergency response people, whether it be fire department, ambulance, police, somebody seems to have at least heard the explosion or been notified of it, and they are on their way. As the approach is coming up, though, I know that we had a bunch of wild magic surges come through, and I have no clue what any of those are. So I'd like to know what those are before we go any further.
I think Lenny has one. I think Lenny had one with his hair went crazy.
Yes, his hair looked like it's floating on water. So that was Jane's comment earlier.
Yeah, my hair looks completely dope all the time.
So you have Zephyr
like
hair. Gotcha.
Wind blowing through the hair all the fucking time.
Got that wet look the whole time.
We'll
pay lots of money for that look.
The perfume advert. This is for Myth.
Saltwater
Myth
hair.
mimics the actions of one of your allies for the next 2d6 rounds. You mimic the actions of one of your allies. 2d6 rounds.
Sure. So I think in seeing Trixie die, he was reminded of Gumble as kind of looking down on Gumble when he landed from an explosion as well, and like that he saw Gumble's face there, and immediately started wondering about how Gumble's doing, and in that I guess he kind of goes a little bit mad or crazy, or what I was about to say, mazery, because she just died in front of him. So he's going to just, I guess, seeing death for the first time, being a young kid, his reaction is to just think about Gumble. And in that reaction, he's only going to act like Gumble for the next 2d6 rounds, you said? Was it 2d6?
That's what it is, yeah.
2d6.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Okay. We'll just say for about like 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Sounds good. Perfect.
So
Mazery.
as you guys hear everything coming up, I believe that was everything. And I saw that Lindy gave me, 3 nat 1s? Is that what I received for killing Trixie?
One. Yeah, we got an extra nat 1 then.
Okay, nat 1 for me. Natty 1. Okay. All right, so as you all are sitting there, and as the fire is beginning to die down, it's within moments that several things happen. The older gentleman that was running down the road finally makes it, and he immediately goes to the fallen form of Trixie and cradles her in his arms as he rocks back and forth, "My little girl! Oh, I hit my little girl!" And you realize that this must be Trixie Biscuit's relative of some kind, maybe presumably her father. And so as he's sitting there in a state of absolute grief, what I would like the following people to do is this. I would like a D6 to be rolled from Ruby.
That's a 1.
Ruby, you get 1 sanity back for trying to save Trixie Biscuits, as you stayed true to your core beliefs. Joey, I'd like you to roll a 1d6.
A 1.
You lose 1 sanity for allowing Trixie to burn in the car and not aiding her. Now, that may be true to Joey's character, but it's still something you had to witness. Now, for the 2 that didn't have anything to do, I'd like Lenny and Jane to each roll 1d4 as you guys roll up and you witness the passing. Jane, you take 3 sanity loss because she was presumably the closest to you as you both fought Betty Black inside the house. And you lose 1, Lenny, as you've watched this person pass away.
Got it.
So, once again, the ambulance that had picked up Gumbel pulls up. It looks like the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters. It's a long station wagon ambulance as it pulls up, and two weary attendants pop out and look around. Several minutes later, once again, a very ragged, very dirty fire truck shows up. And as it shows up, it immediately goes to the task of pumping water through a separate truck to put out the burning Cadillac. And as all this is occurring, the body of Trixie Biscuits is loaded into the ambulance. And at the same time, they kind of fall on Ruby. Ruby, you get 1 health HP back, but you are required to go to the hospital to get that 1 HP, as you have already received medical attention in the field so far in the past hour or so.
Okay.
So,
Ruby's
they're gonna
do,
load you up.
Disoriented blanket clutching and just get in the ambulance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the rest of you can either decide to go with them, but at the same time as all of this is occurring, there is a crackle that comes through the ambulance radio, and anyone that's not concussed can hear Douglas Wolf's voice coming through, going, "Has anybody seen my deputies? Has anybody seen the new guys? The feds?" And one of the ambulance drivers reaches in and looks over and kind of hands it towards Lenny, Jane, and Joey.
I think Lenny kind of reaches over and grabs it, and he says, "Sheriff, what is it?"
Listen, the whole place is going to hell. I can't stop it. I'm down another man. Apparently, we got a man, Ellard Lamsey, over on Henry Drive. Gone nuts. Attacking people with a hammer.
Joey grabs the radio and goes, "Henry Drive. You got it. We'll be right there shortly. Over and out." And then he hangs up the radio and he's like, "We gotta move. We gotta go to Henry Drive." Now.
It's still in Lenny's hand. He just grabs Lenny's hand and
as you kind of click off of it,
what are you
it's
doing?
apparent that Douglas Wolf has been given a kind of a sit rep of what happened to your vehicle, and one of the fire people that was driving one of the plainclothes or one of the pickup trucks from the fire department says that they can take you to the impound lot to get you a new car. So anybody that's going to the Lamsey residence, or at least that block on Henry Drive, needs to go with the fire marshals, as they're going to drop you guys off there. As at this point, you guys can see glows all through the city of Colma. There are errant sounds of gunshots. It's almost as if, this is the night everyone's decided to go completely insane, and there's nobody there to stop it other than you guys and the very, very decimated local law enforcement office. So who is going where? Ruby has to go to the hospital.
Yeah, Ruby's going to the hospital.
I can take one.
I want to go to Henry.
He points
So,
back to the bike.
are you? We got to move to Henry, and I swing my leg around the motorcycle.
It's really dependent on where you think I'm most useful. I could accompany and also check in on Gumbel, or I could go with you guys. It's up to you.
We only got room for one. I'm sorry.
Actually, you know what? How does Jane look after her encounter with the zombie lady?
Oh,
I thought Jane wasn't looking so hot either.
yeah, I'm not looking super great.
Yeah.
How many hit
he
points
kind
do
of
you
looks
have?
at you.
Out of 12, I'm at a 7.
Get your
Yeah,
skins
like
looked up. Get those checked
Okay,
out.
he kinda
and,
looks-
why don't you meet us back at the point?
Yeah, he looks to you. He looks to Joey. And he says, "Yeah, doctors, both of you."
Ruby's
Okay,
gonna reach out and poke Jane in the face. When I touch you, it leaves a little white mark and then goes away. You should
Yeah,
get
okay,
that looked
yeah.
at.
I'll go with it. Be careful, especially if there's anything about no more being said. or written anywhere, just be careful, because that was what was around the thing that just tried to kill me earlier. It might have something to do with the insanity, but I don't know at this point. Just a hypothesis. Just be careful.
Be careful, Joey. I'm not there. Lenny got no one to kill. He might kill you.
Joe, you're fine. And as he begins to like pull the bike back up towards the road, he opens the saddlebag and tosses one of the Tupperwares to Jane.
Grab the Tupperware back.
Jane, when you grab the Tupperware, as it has, you hear like the loose rattling of the one that probably has the teeth in it. Yeah. As you can see through the semi-translucent Tupperware, you realize that they are a different color than what you collected back at the house. You would have to open it up to see exactly what that color is.
God damn it, Jane's curiosity is going to get it the better of her. She's going to open it up and look. Right? Not all the way, but like...
You just kind of peek in, just give it a quick peek.
Yes.
As you peek into the Tupperware and look in, you get that smell that kind of wafts out of this sealed container. And as you look at them, you realize that the white opaqueness of the calcium derivative of teeth is not there, as these all appear to at least be fragments, if not fully cut diamonds.
Okay, she's just closing it, puts it in her bag.
Yeah, don't tell anybody on that.
She's gonna be like, this is not priority right now.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a bit of a travel montage here as we have Joey and Lenny riding the bike to Henry Drive and the Ellard Lamsey incident that the police chief directed them to. But instead, we're going to follow in the ambulance as we arrive at the local coma hospital, and the body of Trixie Biscuits is taken inside with her grieving father, and both Ruby and Jane are ushered into what is the emergency room suite. And as you all are taken in there, it's kind of off the main area of the hospital. As you pass through the emergency room, the triage, you go back a little bit further. And as you enter into what would be the center of the hospital, you are taken into a room that already has a bed in it. And in that bed rests one Agent Gumble, as he is continuing his rendition of My Country 'Tis of Thee.
I don't really know how he's still doing that unconscious, but he is. And she's like making sure that...
He's got really good pitch, too, which is not something you'd expect from him, but...
okay.
Isn't there an a cappella group needs a new member somewhere?
Yeah, all the way back and explain that,
And at that moment, Agent Gumble, no explosion can stop him, but now currently at half of his total hit points, shoots up in the middle of the bed, wearing nothing but a hospital gown, as his clothing that wasn't burned or singed has been piled over in the side. The red and white shield that protected him from near certain doom resting on top of it, as his identity as perhaps Captain America has been compromised.
God bless America. Hey guys.
Jane has been trying to put Ruby like to sit or lie down, and then like turns to, oh, okay, you're awake now. How are you feeling? Are you feeling
Hey,
dizziness,
Gumble,
nausea?
I thought you were dead. I'm real sorry about that, by the way. Sort of
I'm
my
not
fault.
dead. I just got blown up a little bit.
Just a little.
There's an argument to be made that you got blown up a lot a bit.
Trust me, when you've been in my line of business for as long as I have, you get blown up a lot more than I just got blown up. So in comparison, that was a small amount of blowing up.
No, I'm sorry. I did not follow that. Do you have any ice?
Compared to the nuclear capabilities of America, that was almost nothing. And I would take a nuke for America any day.
I think we learned that the other day.
Anyway, so you're looking pretty bad, Ruben. What happened to you? I've forgotten
Well-
almost everything that happened recently.
I got blown up a little bit too, I guess.
Fuck yeah.
Again.
Did you blow
Fuck
it
yeah.
up with you?
I pulled Trixie out the car.
Rock and
She's
roll, bro.
tiny, but you know how there's like little people and she might be actually made of lead on the inside. She's a little heavy to carry. Maybe she's all muscle.
I've always
But,
suspected that about small people and dwarves.
Muscle and lead, yeah. That sounds about right. Maybe.
Condensed people.
Well,
It's like condensed milk.
condensed. Yeah,
Fits in
if
the
Trixie
small
wasn't
cartons,
even-
and then you add water to it, and it gets bigger.
I don't think anybody ever added water to Trixie. Well, no, so her car blew up. I think her dad hit the car? Maybe.
We're
Jane,
92%
you
water.
were there. Do you know
Small
what
people
happened?
are
I don't know,
only-
but we flew through the air, and I don't think
That
I'm
sounds
getting
like a
on a plane
DUI to
again.
me. Hmm.
Well, Joey was driving.
Oh, in that case,
Yeah.
I'll turn a blind eye.
You weren't there. No one to drive the car. Jane, you remember anything else that happened? We flew through the air. I hit the grass, ruined my dress. Trixie.
Yeah, you were pretty concussed, I think. I we also went to investigate the whole bomber of the diner, and then we got attacked by weird zombie things. I have some samples that I collected, but basically everything's kind of blowing up or getting shot or whatever else outside. So and also Joey and Lenny
Taking
are
you
going to go
down,
invest.
Walsh. How many of those goddamn gummies did you get?
I did
What?
that. Ooh, we took down a zombie, I guess. I don't know if that's a commie, but it was a zombie.
Hoorah.
We were trying to pursue something. I don't really know. I'm trying to piece
I
it
don't
together.
really
Joey
care.
and Lenny
It's
have gone
okay.
off to somewhere with,
As long as
you
you
know,
keep
with some
well.
crazy person with us. Sorry?
As long as
The
you
entire
keep
time-
well.
The entire time that Jane is talking, you guys are being administered to by nurses and doctors as they have kind of floated through this area of the hospital, and as they look, absolutely worn out themselves, but they're kind of just not paying attention to you all, knowing that you all are part of the law enforcement as they're prepping and kind of treating the head wound on Ruby and making sure that everything that's happened to Jane is taken care of, as anything they could have
Jane is,
done
like,
for Captain
flailing.
America has been done. Right. So they're just doing all this as you talk.
Nice.
Be aware they're
So- Sounds like you got
So-
those English pretty good.
Right, yeah. That's totally what they were. But yeah, we're
Redcoats.
Joey and Lenny are off to go investigate
Yeah,
more.
Paul Revere.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I assume Ruby still has a concussion.
Yeah. Jane's like,
Ruben,
Oh yeah.
might I say that you're looking even better for being concussed.
Okay, I think there's some. She's gonna stick her hand on the like newly sterilized wound and be like, I guess so. I don't know. I'm a little bloody. Hit my
I like my
head.
male friends like I like my communists. Slightly
Uh-huh.
concussed.
What?
So
Everybody in the room
everybody's
stops
really
for a
concussed.
second. It turns and looks.
Get back to your job, damn it. Okay.
They
I'm feeling
Two
a lot
people I like in
worse.
this world.
You been
People in this
feeling
world.
like that.
Commies and people I
So-
like.
So I think I'll go out on a little road trip, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, you got exploded.
Sure. What about it?
I also was exploded, and this zombie tried to strangle Jane. Now that was a thing to see.
yeah, that was a
Sounds
thing.
hot.
Pretty great.
At the mention of
I
a
mean, if
zombie,
you're in-
a couple of
if
the
you're
nurses
into
look over.
that.
Jealous.
Zombie being an anthropological term.
Say it again.
Zombiness.
Gotcha.
You know,
Zombie fuckers,
Yeah.
we call them.
yeah, like a
Icon.
communist tried to strangle Jane, and
do
maybe I
that.
could get some more. Maybe we should chill here.
That's
For a
their
little
MO. I'm afraid I
We
can't
could
stay here any longer,
monitor-
Ruben.
Her.
My body heals at an
My
extraordinary
brain.
rate. I'm like
Does
a
it though?
incredibly fast healing person. Yes.
Ruby's gonna
So-
grab a doctor and be like, "Is that true? Is that
No,
for real?"
none of that is nothing he said is true.
Fuck you, doctor. As I said before,
He
says-
ambulances
he's been
are the
saying that quite a
communists
bit.
of the road.
Ambulance.
We've been
is
told to
not
fuck
like-
ourselves and that we're communists since he's come in.
That's right.
Okay. I would tell you that that is out of the norm, but that actually might be a good sign that he's healing. If he's calling you.
Well,
communist.
it's great to hear that. I'm glad that his belittling of our profession and our political affiliations is allowing him to heal.
You
Well,
and everything that you and your institution
he
stand
thinks-
for. I just want to say that for the record, please.
This is the second time he's said this for the record.
I want it on that
Remember
record.
the
I want it
first
twice
one?
on that record. I want 2 copies, one for me and one for you, so I can show it to everyone that I read.
Let
Hey.
the doctor looks around. Let the record show this is the second time that we are told to fuck ourselves.
Here.
Look,
All right.
I
So-
work for the government, and I think we could get you a break on your taxes for what you've had to put up with this night. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't think I have any legal authority to
Almost
promise
the
that,
opposite.
but
We
I will
should be
see what I
taxing
can
you
do.
more.
I'll be very honest. I'm not listening to anything that you people say, but I'm here to treat you. I took an oath, so I'm going to make sure that you're all right. You guys are good to
The
go. Everything.
Hippopotamus oath, right? That's the one?
As far as I'm concerned,
It's
you're
exactly
both-
what it is, right?
Shit.
The hippopotamus oath. I should fuck myself. Everything's on the record. Ruby, you get a point back. Jane, you get a point back. You guys have been okay. You'll begin to heal properly from now on, but you are stabilized and will not, get infected or have a misplaced bone or something like that. But as soon as this is done,
misplaced bone. What would that look like?
well, you never
Doctor
know.
gets
This
a
is
wild
Cthulhu.
magic search.
Okay,
One of the
We've all been
parcels.
there, okay?
Yes, somebody wild magic. I can do it, I guess. I need to take my lumps.
I'm trying to delegate.
3871.
I guess
Somebody
you're
can tell me
feeling
better.
better. You feeling okay? How
38.
much?
When caster next triggers a burst, which is capitalized burst, its effect is irreversible. So I guess when it next triggers like a wild magic surge, the effect is irreversible.
I got it. That's the doctor, right? All right.
Yeah. All right, Ruben. Fuck this place. Fuck hospitals. Fuck this guy. We're getting you out of here. Come on, let's get you to the LZ. Evac, pronto.
Hold on, Gumble.
Call me
This
Gumbo.
is merely
Kills.
a suggestion.
Can we all just be reminded real quick that he also calls his ass the LZ?
I said it for a reason.
Thank you.
Uh,
BLZ.
I never make a mistake. When it comes to the
Gumble,
LZ.
you got. Okay,
Yes, Ruben.
you should put clothes on. This is a suggestion, less of a suggestion, more of a you should put clothes on.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
Jane? She's gonna like elbow Jane. She's like, get the man some pants.
Yeah, are you sure you're gonna be okay? For
Walsh,
whatever.
find me some pants and put them on me, damn it.
Yes, Walsh.
Wow, okay. She just goes to the pile
How
of
many
clothing.
times do I have to ask you to put on some pants on me?
Actually, Gumble, if you can't
worry.
put your own pants on, maybe you should
I'm going
stay in
commando.
the hospital. You could do it could be like monitoring all the communists here. They won't know you're monitoring them.
Oh, they know.
then you get better.
And no, I've got to
Well,
go find my friends. What's happened to Lenny
I'm all
and
out of mildly
Joey?
okay ideas. Let's just get some pants on this man. And
Yeah, so I'm just gonna look at the clothing that has been put off to the side and just throw whatever is wearable at Gumble.
Come on.
Yeah, it's his clothes that he was blown up in. So they are clothes that you would wear when you've been blown up. So they're scorched, shredded. They were kept simply because they weren't sure what type of things he had on him, which begs the question that I'm asking to the entire group. With the loss of the Cadillac, everyone other than Lenny would probably have lost all of their items. So I know that there were shotguns in the car that Gumbo had kept at the ready in shotgun, because that was what he believed the shotgun where was to be kept. So what would each of you guys have had on your... Right, but you would just have your handgun
around here.
I would have my X-ray device on me. I pretty much carry most of my stuff with me, other than like an extra change of clothes.
Ruby and Jane carry purses. Come on, please.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm simply asking, weapon-wise, what would you all have with you? I'm assuming just handguns. If Lenny had something more than that, I mean, his bike is a weapon now. But if any of the shotguns or rifles, I assume blew up with the Cadillac, unless you can make a compelling argument as to why they did not.
Well, I didn't bring any guns for Ruby. I think I wrote down thigh holster, knife, and the punchy things that you put on brass knuckles, which you can easily keep.
Brass knuckles.
Those
Sure,
punchy
yeah, I'll let you have your...
She keeps on a
Yes,
purse.
you've got a D8 of punchy things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a dagger with
my
me.
Suits, my guns, and my clothes, in a more literal sense.
She got in a lot of fist fights last time. She wanted to come prepared.
Yeah. She's Jane is gonna ask it out. Is there any way to get a change of clothes? Because I really don't want to bring him out in a hospital gown. As
I like put my
closer.
feet through like the leg holes. Pull them up. Come on.
We can get
like a
a
baby.
nurse to do that. Let's get a nurse to do that. Is there a call button?
No, she won't come
Ruby's
back.
just gonna start pushing buttons around the room.
there are nurses in
Not
the
after
room,
last time.
guys.
She's not coming back after last time, let me tell you.
Oh no.
Okay, so what you guys are... At this point, it's pretty late at night, as the events of the evening we're right around 11:30 in the evening at this point,
Oh,
and
well, in that
as
case,
the
then-
hospital...
Go to
Yeah, the
sleep.
hospital itself is outfitted. It's a fairly modern hospital, but it has wards instead of single rooms, so everything has at least 2 beds in it. The room that you guys are currently in has 3. You guys do know that Lenny and Joey are off investigating what the police chief has sent them to, the Ellard Lamsey house over on Henry Drive. I need to know what you guys would like to do, knowing that you have no transportation, as no one has gone to collect anything from the impound yard.
Yeah, that's a wild magic search for Jane from Pigeon. Thank you, my friend.
Cool. I should also let you know, Greg, that my sheet has just ticked off that I have an indefinite insanity, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys roll that wild magic surge, and I'll be right back.
I think if it's that late at night, Ruby's gonna be like, well, really, they're just gonna go see a man about a hammer.
Not just a ham, but yeah, see, the crazy guy who's attacking other people. While magic surge was
Yeah.
170. Will.
There is room on my hospital bed for 2.
There's 3
we are
beds.
not using the hospital bed. No.
We can just
It's
sleep here for a
free.
night, and they'll bring us Jello and
There's nothing
cereal
wrong
in
with
the
2
morning.
bros just hanging out
Anyway,
on
we
a
should probably
hospital
just,
sofa together.
Maybe we should stay here overnight. Make sure that you guys are stable enough for tomorrow. And I'll
It's
just
not weird or
keep a
anything.
watch out for what's happening. Maybe and
Must you keep your
You
eyes on the
stable,
perimeter?
Jane?
yeah,
You
you
feel
guys should
stable?
rest.
Physically, mentally, emotionally.
Ecumenically.
Actually, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. Just
Militarily.
so I'm gonna go and try to get clothes. You guys rest. I'll be
What
back.
if you also took this third bed right here and we just had a slumber party that was less party and a lot of just sleep? Sleep sounds real nice.
More
You need to
slumber.
Both
sleep
of
with
you
a
should sleep.
concussion?
Oh, you should
Are you
sleep.
supposed to sleep with a
I
concussion?
actually need to go talk to a doctor about something, and she just leaves. Jane just nopes out of there.
Okay, so Jane,
Oh, sorry.
Yep, go right ahead.
Just
No, go right ahead, bud.
Just 170 for you, Kiana?
Yeah.
Any attack-based spell that you cast is 10% likely to affect yourself.
Cool.
Sorry.
That's good.
Poor Jane is like just unraveling at all ends at this point.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I wanted to go talk to a doctor and ask if there is anything in my left eye.
Okay, as you go out, you realize that that kind of cluster of doctors and nurses has seemed to have moved on maybe further towards the emergency exit, as there's almost a constant flow of new arrivals. It seems now that you guys were brought past this initial triage unit because they knew that they had already brought in Gumbel, and he was in this room kind of deeper into the hospital, so they kind of brought you all there, took care of you, and then moved on, presumably
Okay,
back
cool.
through where you
I'll
had
find
come
a
to an
reflect-
emergency room.
I'll find a reflective surface then. I just want to see if there's anything. Like the weird
Okay.
black shit that I saw.
Oh god.
Right.
So creepy.
As you're looking, you do find a mirror kind of at one of the stations. It seems to be someplace that they set up a mirror by. There's a scale there, and it looks like a general kind of taking your vitals area. And as you're kind of looking through and you're leaning closer to look at your eye, kind of seeing if it has any resemblance to what you saw around that Mr. Black, as he had that swirl of ant-looking things underneath his skin. The closer you move, you realize that the little hairs in your eyebrows and on your arms kind of lift a bit, almost as if you were receiving an electrical current. You don't see anything, though. But you feel like you're being charged, and the feeling does not subside as you pull back from the mirror. And just as that's happening, the power cuts out in the hospital. Let's cut over to Joey and Lenny as they arrive in front of the Ellard Lamsey estate on Henry Drive. And as you guys roll up on the Indian motorcycle, the entire neighborhood is deathly quiet. You don't hear dogs barking. You don't hear... This is later at night. It's 11:30, quarter till 12. You don't hear a thing, though. And the front door of the Ellard house is wide open. And each of you roll a spot hidden for me, please.
Like, I don't even know why I bothered getting a soundboard with Mike's just, dead on sound effects.
Thanks,
man. Doing.
I learned it from Mitt, actually. I have a hard success.
You're welcome, Will. You're welcome.
And the dinosaur noises from Greg, yeah. The three of us, we're our own living soundboard. Greg, you want to put a dinosaur and a dragon in here? I have a hard success and I spotted you.
Okay, I just noped out there for a second. Sorry, I lost you guys for a sec.
Second wild
Dinos,
magic.
drive-ins,
Sorry,
and
not wild
mics.
magic. Second magic item for Mike from Mr. Pokey.
Okay. Those are coming up really soon. So we have 2 now magic items for Mike, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mike, as Lenny looks up and he sees that the door of the Ellard Lamsey house is open, it doesn't take a whole lot for you to kind of travel and look down the neighborhood as you see the house next to it is open. The house beyond that, further down in this one row off to the right of the front door, each of them is open, and it looks as if the front doors originating with the Lamsey house have been broken into.
So, airing a sense of caution here, he's going to walk the bike back a little bit, so it's a little bit further past the Ramsey house, and then just rev the engine repeatedly, incredibly loudly, to see if it anyone pokes their head out, because it is nighttime and no one should be revving their engine this loud.
Okay, so as you kind of bring the engine up to full throttle, as you're sitting there without the gears engaged, nobody comes to the door. Nobody looks.
And it's all of the houses down this row, looks like?
Just on one side of the street, originating with the Ellard Lamsey house, it seems that all of the front doors have been kicked in.
Yeah, he leans back to Joey and says, hey, it looks like everyone has been broken into. Not just the one the cop called about.
Seems as if we got hostiles. Keep your eyes peeled.
Why are you talking like Gumbel?
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, we'll discuss this later with your dad. He pulls off into the driveway of the Ellard Ramsey house.
Okay, yeah, you park and you're...
Yeah, he pulls his handgun and the flashlight out again, just like he did at the Black residence, and sort of walks cautiously up to the front door.
As we slow down the driveway, Joey goes, whoa, 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 easy there, as if it's a horse, and then pats Lenny on the top of the head, and he's like, all right, and then he swings his leg around as if he's a cowboy. All right, let's do this.
Lenny leaves. Yeah, he kills the engine, takes the keys, and heads into the house with the flashlight and his pistol out.
Okay,
switchblade knife comb. I sharpened.
Yeah, as soon as he hears the click, he looks back and says, "Can you shoot a weapon?"
Can I what?
No, not. Can you fire a rifle?
He just flips it around a couple times. He's like, I don't need to fire a rifle. These things are silent. And he does a barrel turn and then does another knee slide and starts breathing heavily.
He does that bit from the Indiana Jones 1 villain with the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he just shoots him.
Barrel turn. Step ball change, pot of beret. Yeah.
New Ruben. Yeah, he walks over to the bike, and as I said previously, I have fashioned a holster to the front peg, or the front the caster on the front fender of the bike, and he pulls out his M1 Garand and sort of hands it to Joey and says, "Little end of the bad guy, pull trigger." Got it?
You want me to? Are you? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, all right.
Oh, shit. Oh, so I get a freedom mobile from Pigeon, yeah. Fuck yeah, I do.
Freedom mobile?
Freedom mobile.
I'm not ready for
Gotcha.
what that
Full of
is.
eagles.
Yeah,
I got
he-
something.
It is the Eagles.
Real nice. Eagle.
The Eagles are coming.
confident that he's
Done.
confident that he just gave a rifle to a child, he leads in with this pistol and the flashlight
Sweet.
into the Ramsey house.
What rifle did you give me? What was this?
It's an M1 Garand.
It's
I
like
don't
a
know what
clip
that is.
fed. Was it 6
Google,
shot?
don't
6
fail
or
me.
7 shot?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, six shot M1 Garand does 1d10.
It's a Battlefield 1942 rifle. That's really what you just need to say to me.
Yes.
Sorry.
Exactly. Everything's a Call of Weapon
It's
or a
the-
battle, or a Call of Duty or a
Yeah,
Battlefield
just-
weapon. That's it.
What video game weapon is this? Battlefield 1942.
see,
Thank you.
The ones the Americans used in World War II is what that is.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I
he
still
leads in
wouldn't
with
have
his 1911 and his flashlight, ready to rock and roll.
Okay, so as you creep into the Ellard Lamsey house, as you're the first one to go in, it's dark, and as the light kind of creeps around, just as you walk in with the gun and the light kind of set up in a typical, like a breach and clear type of move as you kind of go in, just as you pass through, 2 drops of a black substance hit both of the tops of your hands. As it creeps down on your gun hand from your right knuckle, runs down the back of your hand and drips from the knuckle of the pinky, and with your extended flat hand with the light on it, it drips center mass, almost like a reverse of a dead man's spot, as it just hits just perfectly in the middle. And as it hits, it kind of creeps out for a second and spreads, almost like a venom suit, a symbiote-like movement as it's moving against gravity. As instead of rolling off of your hand, it rolls up and it drinks into your flesh.
Both of us?
And that's your
Just
magic
Lenny.
weapon, right, Greg? Right, Greg? That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Fuck. Yeah, I think being able to see this, I think he like sort of leaps backwards and probably bumps into Joey, forcing him back out of the door. And he looks at his hands, and is there any residue on his hands at all?
None whatsoever.
Oh man, he's been seeing weird shit recently. So, yeah, he looks back and he says, "What the fuck was this?" And he's like checking up his sleeves. He says, "Something just dripped on me from the ceiling," and he points his flashlight towards the ceiling, assuming it was
like motor
I don't
oil
know,
black.
Yeah,
it was real inky,
black, yeah.
But instead of like treated like oil or gravity would, instead of running off towards the floor, it ran up against gravity and into Lenny's flesh. And as the light creeps up from the floor to mid-height, up the wall into the ceiling, you are both gifted with what looks like a younger woman who seems to have been nailed to the ceiling with some type of train spike. And these globules of black essence are dripping and slothing off of her flesh as pieces of bone and jaw kind of crunch and turn into a liquid and drop away. You notice that instead of puddling on the ground beneath, they seem to have been absorbed by the floor itself. Because the jaw has been hit, you do, however, see a small, kind of almost stacked pile of teeth where they are beginning to rattle in the carpet. I'd like you both to make sanity checks, please.
yeah.
I'll allow it.
Oh shit!
I'll allow
Success.
Not a success.
Okay, Joey, as you look up and see this, you're going to take a 5 sanity point loss, which will give you a temporary insanity. And your temporary insanity is this: you remember that you are, in fact, Joey DeVivre and not Agent Gumbel. But in so doing that as well, you also feel that this black oil, as you called it before, you need it. First, you don't know what it is, but this oil that's dropping, you need it. And in many ways, it reminds you of
Lenny's hand.
It got absorbed into Lenny's hand, but now when you see it, it's almost you're being drawn to this essence of whatever this devolution, this decomposition, this residue is, and you feel like it reminds you honestly of what you use in your hair, and that's what you set on, that this would be perfect in your hair.
Okay. I guess I like hold my hand like I like stand with like mouth agape as I'm looking at this, and then like I slowly just reach out my hand, and as it drips into the palm, I like feel it for a bit until it gets absorbed into my skin, and then for the next one, for the next drop or two, I start to like fashion it and put it into my hair, and like use it as like I start kneading it into my hair. And then from there, I get some sort of dish or like an ashtray probably nearby. We're in the garage, right?
You run into the front door. There's you're trying to find a container of some kind. Yeah, you could definitely find.
Yeah.
There's a candy dish around. There's a stand-up ashtray that has a removable glass top. So
I dump out the Actually, I'll do the I'll dump out the candy dish, the candy that is in the candy dish, and then I just start filling that up. And then I see that starting to like still get absorbed away. But as I'm starting to do that, I'm starting to like gather it, and that's when like I start to go, it gets a little bit mad and a little bit crazy. I start rubbing my hand against the bottom of the ashtray as I can't seem to the satisfaction of me having an amount that I can use isn't there. But I'm still trying to at least rub it in my hair frantically. And like for a while it was like, oh, okay, he's gonna use this for his hair. Oh, okay, why is he freaking out? Okay, wow, this is nuts. And it's probably what like the train of thought that's going through Lenny right now as he's watching Joey get a little undevivre, if you will.
Yeah, I think like he would be staring at this thing, and I have my pistol trained on it because I mean the last time we saw a dead body, it jumped up and attacked Jane, and then he realizes what you're doing, and seeing you start to freak out, I think he like grabs you by the collar of the back of your jacket and sort of yanks you out of the house, or at least attempts to yank you out of the house, because at a minimum, this looks like human bits that you're rubbing into your body, which is gross.
Yeah.
Right, and so as Joey's in this repetitive movement of kind of like collecting and rubbing and collecting, as you pull him back out of the house, kind of forcefully, he turns and looks at you, and for a moment, Lenny, you see just the spit curl. Everything else is still plastered to his skull, but the spit curl moves a bit as if it's underwater, and it kind of just floats there a bit.
We both have dope hair.
And it undulates like a weirdo tentacle. That would be sweet.
Yeah, I think he like grabs you. Like once he pulls you out, he turns and like grabs you by like the front of your by your jacket and like shakes you. He says, "What are you doing?"
What do you mean? What am I doing? I gotta look good.
That's a person. You're rubbing blood.
It's product. This is product.
Something.
What do you mean?
Product's coming out of a person. Look, and he like puts your head. Like he grabs you by the head and adjusts you to look at the human corpse nailed to the ceiling that you're grabbing shit out of. That's a person, Joe.
Are you still holding me?
Probably, like by the head. Like he moves your head so you can see, that dick thing.
I would like you.
Move your whole head.
I'd like you both to roll spot hiddens, and I need an extreme or a hard success on this.
Do I have a crit? Do I have anything here?
I rolled an
my luck to
extreme.
make a hard success.
You don't have anything.
I rolled an extreme.
Oh, okay, well, all right. I see chat. I see how it is. All right, so spot hidden. I also no, I didn't. That's a lie. That's a 7, not a 1.
What do I see, Greg?
I thought I rolled an 18.
You are muted, my dude.
That's the insanity.
You see just at the very last minute something coming streaking towards the two of you, and as you're able to react and move out of the way, a hammer streaks past you and smashes Joey in the forehead as it just cracks him full on.
Jesus
Something
Christ,
like,
like straight down the hall?
like a trap.
For 6 damage as Joey gets smashed in the head by a very large industrial hammer. And as you turn to see the source or the origin of that hammer strike, you see a older, maybe late 40s, early 50s, middle-aged guy coming towards you, and he has got a rifle, and his hand is outstretched as if he has just thrown the hammer that has struck Joey. Joey, how are you doing hit point wise?
I'm at 7, so I like fall onto my back, and like when you look at Joey next, the spit curl that was moving before is like flattened on his forehead with it looks like a splatter of blood, not from the head wound, but from the spit curl. As like you squash a bug and it splats, like that's what you see on the forehead as it crushed his spit curl.
And Joey, as you're on your back, you've dropped the rifle. You are definitely, that's a major wound for you as you've lost half of your hit points in one fell swoop. Yeah. And you're suffering from a severe concussion, perhaps a fractured skull, unsure at this point. You have no idea where you are as you're staring up into the Colma, California sky. Lenny, as you turn and face this gentleman with the rifle, as he is kind of bringing it from a readied position, cocked in his arm, as he's beginning to lift the barrel, or as you say, the small end towards the enemy, you have a moment to do something. What would you like to do here?
Man, so we're like in the doorway of this house, right? And Joey's on his ass on the ground. And
you guys are outside. This guy came around from the corner of the house. You guys were pulling back outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he came around.
Yeah, I think Lenny's boss gave him a job, and it was to protect the kid. So he reaches down, like he crouches down over like Joey, like be in front of him, and picks up the Garand and readies it at this dude because it doesn't look like Joey's getting up right now. So yeah, he like holsters his pistol or puts it on the ground for like give a shit, and he picks up the M1 Garand and readies that towards this guy. And you're muted.
Muted.
Okay, so roll a dex roll, and whoever gets lowest is going to act first, as that is a pretty big action on your part. So
5.
Nice.
Beat
nice.
Suck it, Greg. Suck it. I'm sweaty.
That is nice. 25, which was a pretty good one itself. So you guys both react really quickly, and as you pull the Garand up, you're going to have a chance to fire first. But before you get a chance to draw down, we are going to cut back to the hospital as Jane is looking into and feels the charge going over. And as the lights turn off in the hospital, Jane, for a moment, you see blue energy creeping up your arms, across your chest, lifting your hair off of your head, and then it settles just around your one eye and drinks into your body.
Cool! That's fine.
Ruben and Gumble, you are both aware that the lights have gone off, and all of you are aware of the sounds of screaming coming from the entrance of the hospital that you came through, the emergency exit side, or the emergency room side.
Gina's running back to the room if she can find her way.
Yeah, it's not pitch black. You're able to kind of feel along the hall, and there's at least a little bit of light coming through the windows and things like that. But in older hospitals, they tend to have windows on the outsides, but several rooms on the insides or interior hallways. So it is dark in this place, as the actual traffic areas are the ones that are shadowed the most, the ones farthest from the windows.
Well, everyone gets a crit thanks to Big. Thank you, my friend.
Hey.
Father James coming to save you guys.
Thank God. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, change.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. Jane stumbled into the room. Guys?
Yeah, I can hear screaming.
Watch out. There's a lot of screaming coming, which means there's probably another instance attack, something happening here.
Okay.
Which means we should probably get
Ruben,
out of here.
Ruben, can you walk?
I mean, yeah, I can walk.
Don't worry about
You
it.
walk?
I'm gonna pick up.
Your
I'm gonna pick
pants
up
are
Ruben.
down around by your ankles.
Just how I do. And I lift with my back, of course. When I talk, and I'm gonna try and like
with your neck.
Lift with my neck like a dinosaur, and like pick up Ruben and try and like walk.
No, it's fine, Gumble. It's fine. I can walk. I'm in possession of my legs work fine.
You need my help. I'm gonna not listen to Ruben.
No, my legs work. My legs are fine.
An obvious like exit sign from here.
roll me a spot hidden, and you guys are going to have to get an extreme to pass this because it is pitch black inside.
I can use the crit that was just donated to for that one.
Why is not? Oh, that's why. Well.
Okay, so with the crit,
There.
right, not an extreme, but with the crit, the sunglass-clad Gumble, despite the rules of science, you are able to see that there is an exit sign that's pointing back the way that you came, back towards the screams in the emergency room. And there is another exit sign further down the hall in the opposite direction, somehow completely obscured in shadow. And there it is, and Gumble can see it through the tinted lenses of his sunglass.
That way, the sunglasses help me see in the dark. I'm gonna as I'm carrying Ruben, just start
Gumble,
I'm
Gumble,
gonna
you can
pull
put me
down.
down. You can put me down, Gumble. How are you going to shoot someone if you are carrying me?
Do I have a gun on me at the moment?
You would have your handgun. That was
Okay,
on
I
you when you
immediately throw Ruben to the floor. Good point. Get out of the gun. Actually, he gets it from the LZ. He's like, good point. And
Gumble, I don't really want to
we
know
own
where
the-
you kept that.
crack gun.
No.
Don't ask. Do not ask.
shot.
Do not ask.
I'm a crack shot.
Come on, follow me.
Okay, so
Okay.
as you guys all go out, the screaming has subsided at the front of the hospital. There's still kind of a din, but you can't make out exactly what's going on. But then you hear a sound of like metal on tile or metal on stone or metal on linoleum, that loud kind of tingy, that ding, ding, ding. And when you guys look, there is still some emergency lighting, battery-powered stuff in this day and age towards the emergency room. And you see a silhouette that looks to be human. And every time it takes a step, you hear ding, 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 as it gets closer. And as it's walking, the silhouette, you see two red eyes glow into existence as it looks and kind of bears down in your direction.
Go, 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 go!
Ruby's gonna get her knife out, but not go towards it.
I am literally dragging these two, going. Goodbye.
Is it in between us and the door?
It's in between you all and where you came in, but not the super back door that Gumble was able to see through the shadows. So you guys are unimpeded to
DLZ.
go backwards. Yeah,
Oh,
it's back towards the emergency room exit.
Okay, then yeah, Gumble will, I'll get if I have the time to, I'll get a potion off, over the shoulder, kind of, as we're going.
Yeah, you want an aggressive retreat?
Yeah, an aggressive retreat. Yeah.
I feel like
Okay,
Ruby's
yeah, go
trying
ahead.
to pull him though, because she failed last time.
Okay, Jane, are you trying to pull them as well? Are you actively moving them back?
Probably. Let's
Okay.
go.
Jane, roll a strength for me, and that'll determine whether or not
boy.
you mess up Gumble's aim as he's taking.
That's a fail.
Okay, so take this shot as normal, Gumble, if you're gonna take a blast at this thing. Nice, and roll a d10. As you fire, you're able to clip, not really center mass, but where the ribs would be on the left-hand side. But as the shot hits the ribs, you see a spark as if you have just shot metal. And it continues to walk. Tink! Tink!
Got some more.
Tink!
Come on, let's go. We'll keep running with the others.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're trying to leave.
Okay, so as you all are backing up, Jane, I'd like you to roll a spot hidden with advantage, because you can now see out of your left eye, even in the darkness.
Oh, okay. Cool. Ha, yeah, okay, that's a success.
Okay? Not only can you see, but it appears that what little light there is, you're kind of drawing it out in an almost black and white type of look. But also, with your one-lensed X-ray glasses that you possessed, it seems as if the characteristic of those glasses is now in your eye, as you're getting almost a depth reading through solid substances. And you see the glow of lead plating and things like that through the hospital. It's disorienting to say the least, which is going to require a sanity roll at this point.
God damn it. I succeeded.
Okay, so you're able to kind of to force it down as this odd sensation is coming over you. You see the exit sign that Gumbel is pointing to towards the end, and as you're looking and coming to grips with this newfound ability, that door opens, and you hear ching, 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 and you see a figure open through the other door at the other end of the hall, its eyes too glowing red. Let's cut back to outside of the Lamsey residence as we have a drawdown in full effect between one Lenny and one psychopath. And this shot's pretty important, Lenny.
Yeah, I spent one of those crits.
Okay.
I gotta protect this kid.
I need you to roll a d10 and double whatever you get.
Alrighty. 20.
With an expertly placed shot, the Garand goes off in your hand, and the gentleman's head disappears from the nose up. And
Fucking
as
perfect.
that head disappears and he begins to collapse, where the gray matter of a human brain would be, you see a slosh of this black liquid, this oil kind of creep and flow out and splash on the lawn as he hits the ground and immediately begins to decompose.
I think with the pistol properly stowed, he grabs a hand of Joey and sort of lifts him up, or attempts to like pull him off the ground and like kind of give him a shove towards the bike. And he walks towards the dissolving guy to take a quick look at, see if he can get any discerning features of what's left of this guy.
It's very difficult. Half of his face is gone. It does look, though, and I will give you this for free, he seems to have a wallet in his back pocket.
Yeah, I switch hands with the rifle and I holster it in the leg of the bike, and I pick up whatever he was holding and I try to get his wallet before it.
Okay, you're able to kind of pull it out as everything sinks into the lawn, leaving just kind of burned out clothes, as it seems to have eaten through the clothes as well whenever it really got moving. The whole process takes about 60, 90 seconds. When you look at the wallet, there are several things in there. It looks as if there's a kind of a crumpled, folded photograph denoting that this man must have been a World War II vet. It seems that he was in the infantry, and it looks as if by the size of the weapon and the fact that you're aware of all of this, he was a bazooka operator. And when you look at him, this is in fact the Ellard Lamsey that you were sent to stop, and stop him you have.
Yeah, he takes
Alright,
the wallet,
yeah,
puts it
hammer.
in his other back pocket. It's true. Yeah, he takes the wallet, puts it in the other back pocket, and I think he takes whatever this gun is. Is it an actual bazooka? Is that what this thing is?
No, the gun he has is a rifle, but he seems
Okay.
from the photograph that he was a bazooka operator in the war.
Yeah, he takes the rifle and he gets on the bike, and if Joey's getting there behind him, he sort of hands the rifle to Joey because he doesn't have any more places to put any more guns on his bike yet. He hands that to him for safekeeping. This is where we're done here. What? Joey, it's me,
What?
Lenny.
Where is here? I don't even know what just happened.
You got hit in the head with a hammer.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Follow this. I need you to hold this, and he sort of like positions the rifle on your lap, and then I need you to put your arms around me as tight as possible, and I'm going to take you to the hospital. Got it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Am I gonna be all right?
Don't fall off the bike. I mean, once we get to the hospital, you'll be fine. The doctors will look at you. You'll be fine. Just hold on tight. Tight as you can.
But I'm not okay now. Okay. Tight as I
No,
can.
you got a concussion for sure. And he takes off with the bike back to the hospital, where he knows it's clearly safe there. Nothing terrible's happening.
Just as you step down to
I'm gonna
fire,
rest my eyes back here.
right? Just as you fire up the Indian and step down, out of each of the doors that have been kicked open down the street, you see a blue glow emit from each one. All in unison, they begin to emit this blue glow. And then you look across the street, and even the doors that are not kicked in, you see every third, second one produce this same blue glow.
Yeah, I'm out about it. I'm fucking out of there. I'm an engineer, not a doctor. I can't fix this kid. He's got a concussion. And weird shit happening. I gotta go. Yeah,
Okay,
he takes
so
off
as
towards
you
the hospital.
right, you gingerly kind of rumble off towards the hospital. Meanwhile, back in the hospital, as Jane and only Jane identifies that somebody ahead has opened the door, a possessor of the glowing red eyes, through the nurse's station, and intermittently through, of the possibly 10 rooms that you can see, 4 to 5 of them produce a blue glow in unison. Boom. It starts at the same time. And as the blue glow kind of illuminates the area, Jane, your vision goes from black and white back into the color spectrum. And the rest of you, Gumball and Ruby, you can see that there's another one of these men coming. And they look like men, but when you look at the one behind you that is kind of eerily outlined in the blue, you can see that the shot that Gumball hit exposed just a sear of brilliant, almost sterling steel along the ribs.
Nice. Also, pick one of us, Greg, that's at the hospital, and that character will receive a D10 of healing and a nat 20 from FPS.
That's going to be Jane. As the eye recedes, you get a D10 of healing as your body seems invigorated.
Fully charged.
I'm fully healed.
Normal.
What the fuck is this? What's going on here, guys?
I'm fully healed. I have X-ray vision. All right. Nat 20. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
Great. Okay.
We gotta get out of here.
there-
We can't. There's a lot of this, and we can't do this.
Come on, Ruben,
Let's-
run away with me. I mean, run away with us. Let's go.
Yes. Yes.
I'll cover
Sure.
you. Go. And he's gonna
Nope.
like, like
We're all going, or none of us are going. Let's get out of here.
No.
So,
You go
are we
first.
trapped? Is there like one on either side of us? Sorry.
Ladies first, man.
There's one, if the hallway is running north to south, there's one at the southern entrance where the emergency room was, and now one has appeared at the northern entrance, and it would look like that along this hallway, it's a straight shot just with rooms that are kind of ancillary off to the side, much like the one that Gumball was in that you and Jane had been brought into. So it's looks like you're kind of trapped between these two people.
And they're made of metal on the inside, where the bones
They
should be.
they seem to be moving a little faster now too, as they realize that you all can see them.
I think we
Okay,
gotta
okay,
pick a
I-
direction and go.
We gotta go. Hallway towards the door that we were headed to anyways, and just
Come on,
Just try
that
to
way.
get
You
past-
guys run. Quick.
no, Gumble, you're coming with us. We're just gonna try to dodge
coming
or
with
get
us,
past the
Gumble.
things. Let's just get going.
Slightly slower running.
Wait, is there a window in our
Yes.
hospital room?
Yeah.
Okay, get back in the hospital room and let's bar the door, and we're going out the window because this is the first floor.
Okay. I'll shoot the window.
Yes, you get to shoot the window as long as you do eventually go through the window and do not stay behind and die.
Well, I always go.
Because we just walked out of our hospital room, right? And there's one coming that way and one coming that way. Back in the room, everybody. Back in the room. Come on, Jane.
Okay.
I found
is
us a
there-
brand new exit.
Is there a glow in our hospital room?
It was just us. All the doctors
Yep.
left.
No, is there a
Oh.
glow?
There is a glow, a soft blue glow coming from your hospital room.
Cool, great.
Is there a blue glow coming from? Is there any room without a blue glow?
You can roll me a spot hidden if you want to see if there's one that you can currently get to
One
that
with a
isn't
window,
a
not
direct
a blue
confrontation.
Where's my-
Well, you don't know about that. You're just asking about a blue glow. have to be in the room for
No, Ruby doesn't.
It's just
Yeah,
press on it to the door. Come on.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
anything in
Jane-
between you guys now has a blue glow. That's what you kind of figure.
There's fucking
Cool,
blue
yeah.
everywhere. I hate it.
Jane's gonna
Oh,
duck into the room first, and she's noticed this whole blue glow stuff, and
Blue's actually.
she just had weird electricity shit happen to her. She's feeling great, and also indefinitely insane. She's going to open the door.
Open the door.
Okay, you
walls,
guys are
and I'm
going
like,
back into your.
Yeah, we
taking-
kind of committed to that plan, didn't we?
Okay, so Jane's opening the door to your hospital room. What are Ruby and Gumble doing as she's throwing the door open? Are you guys taking shots? Are you just piling in behind her? What are you doing?
I think Ruby's got her knife out and her brass knuckles on, but she doesn't have a gun.
Yeah, I'll take
Oh,
a
okay, I
shot
thought you
and
said
then
you
head into the room. So kind of like one last round the corner, boom, and then back into the door.
Okay, shooting at the one you've already shot at?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do that then.
That is a hit. So D10
Nice,
damage,
D10 for me, sir. Nice.
6 points.
Okay, this time when you hit it, you're able to actually take a piece of just below its left eye off, and you see again this piece of almost chrome metal now exposed, where the high ridge of the cheekbone would be, is split into this perfectly shiny, unblemished metal. And while the head of this thing jerks back, it immediately turns back around, and the red eyes narrow a bit as it picks up its pace towards you.
Okay, everybody in, and they'll slam the door behind him if he's the last one in.
Okay, so as you slam in, I need to know what's going on as far as you guys said you were going to bar the door, you were going to do something. Who is
Try to
barring
get out
the
the
door?
window.
I'll bar
Okay.
the door. You get out the window.
Jane?
I think we should put a bed in front of it.
Yeah, putting some form of
trying to turn
furniture.
into Any extra doctors or nurses.
Okay, so everyone's grabbing a bed to bar against the door, correct?
Also locking it because hospital doors lock.
From the inside?
I'm sure they lock from the inside, right?
Not back in the day.
I watched Grey's Anatomy in college. I think they
They
lock.
probably
They
didn't
lock.
Yeah.
Gumble in a room that looked.
Grey's Anatomy is notorious for their facts.
Yeah, Chris now is an actual head on.
I mean, I'm now a neurosurgeon,
accurate
a cardiovascular and
facts.
thoracic surgeon because
All those doors had to lock because how else are the doctors gonna sleep with each other?
Okay,
this is
we are
Not
we
wrong.
are
irrefutable.
putting a bed in front of this. At
Yeah.
least
Yeah,
two
and
of
then I'm
us.
shooting the window. Okay, so
Okay, so as you all go over to grab the bed to move in front of the window or in front of the door, you realize that the blue glow seems to be coming from a television set that is in the room, and it is now kind of producing a signal. I would like you all to roll power checks for me, please, as you cross in front of...
It's fucking ashes to ashes.
Yep, nope.
Power. Motherfucker.
Jane and Agent Gumbel, I would like you each to roll a d10.
Oh, fuck me, alright.
I don't.
I'm just gonna have 2 insane people barred in a room with me, aren't I? And one of them's gonna have a gun.
That's 7.
Okay, Jane, as you stare at this television set, what you see is you see your hometown, where you live, NORAD. You see where you were before in Richland, Washington, Colma, California, and you witness the annihilation of the human race. You see from multiple perspectives the dropping of the bomb as it goes off in rapid succession. A-bomb and mushroom cloud after A-bomb and mushroom cloud. You see people turned into ash. You see children that are just flung aside like paper and leaves. And you're watching all of this. And inside of you, you are completely lost. And you realize that nothing you all do is going to make any bit of difference. I will... let's see, how am I going to get this to you? I will tweet to you what you are going to attempt. Let me see if I can find you, Kiana.
I mean, why hide it? Because it's gonna be kill Ruby Martin.
I am at 25 sanity, guys.
Is it?
I have lost
Right.
That's 7 sanity as well.
so much over, like, in the course of, like, 2 hours in game time. I have lost so much sanity.
I will be doing. Yeah, no, I've got a temporary.
Yeah, so I have a temporary and whatever else this is. I'm
When does it become permanent?
Okay,
When you hit 0?
I think.
it's each session you have to lose right around like 14, 12, 13, 14, 10% of your original, I believe it was. So
Yeah, 10% of my original is 4. Because I am a power of 40, so I started off with 40. So, Greg.
okay. So
Oh,
as
okay.
you... Yep. So
Great.
you are...
Yeah.
Gumbel, when you turn and look at the TV, you see these future wars. You see wars beyond the scale of Korea or World War II or the Great War of the Teens, and you see in them the red, white, and blue as America is taking sides and fighting off and facing in these global onslaughts and retreats. And as you're watching, you see that America falls. And though you don't believe it, and every fiber of your being screams against it, you realize that somehow this is true. And as you're watching America fall and the stars and stripes and the red, white, and blue burning and the Capitol building collapsing and the White House no longer white because it is burned with soot and ash and darkened to grays and blacks, Gumbel, you bear witness to the end of America, and for you, I would like you to roll a d20.
Oh my god.
America.
Thank you.
As 19 of your sanity flees your body, and the shattering and sundering of your mind is this: no matter what happens, no matter what the future may hold, the last soldier of America will be Agent Gumbel. And from this point forward, you are Uncle Sam.
Goddamn right.
I'm not sure how much of a change that is.
Single tear rolls his way down from Gumball's sunglasses. Goddamn.
So, Ruby, you see a visible shake to both of your comrades, and you realize that what has happened here is emanating from this television set. And you're able to kind of shield yourself at the last second and kind of get your hands up. And even as you get your hands up, it's almost as if that blue light creeps between the digits of your hand as you keep it closed, almost like a brilliant floodlight or a spotlight of an escaped prisoner outside of a jail. And as you hold it, you can actually feel that light trying to seduce you and pierce into your mind as it is whispering violence and hate and all forms of aggression and assault and the end of everything and how everything is pointless. All of this kind of melded up into this burst at whatever frequency is being emitted from this television set. It is potent, but somehow you are able to resist it.
Is it still going? Like, is it kind of like an ongoing
TV's
thing?
still on. Yep.
Ruby's gonna walk over to Agent Gumball and put her arms around him like she's gonna hug him, and then she's gonna take his gun and shoot the TV.
Ruben. No.
It'll be okay. And she's gonna take the gun out of his hand and shoot the TV.
Okay, all I need you to do here is roll a d10 for damage because you can shoot a TV.
Thank you for that, because I don't think I have any shooting skills. That's a 10.
Okay, so you turn and fire, and just point blank in the middle of the glass, it shoots in and splinters up to every point in the view screen. That 15, 16 inch wide piece of glass shatters perfectly, and the light continues to bleed out from the shattered device for a beat, 2, 3, and then it slowly fades. Much longer than it would be for a device that took that type of damage.
Shit. She's gonna point again at the window and shoot and be like, we have to go. Like,
just as you do that, a punch splinters the door, and you see one of the red-eyed faces peering through. It's the one that Gumball shot with the metal just beneath its eye as it peers in almost in a, here's Johnny type of way as it busts and looks through and begins to press its face into the room and splinter the wood around the punch that it made. At that point, outside of the hospital, we have Lenny and Joey. As you guys pull up, you are witnessing Armageddon. You see bodies strewn outside, the bodies of the ambulance drivers. The body of Trixie Biscuit's father is lying, a cigarette still burning loosely in his now cold fingers. You see just corpses everywhere. And again, that blue glow seems to be emanating from both the hospital, multiple floors of the hospital, and from the nearby residential areas, a gas station across the street. It seems as if the entire town is at least 60 to 70% lit with this blue glow.
Do we see our friends?
You do not.
Shit.
Perfect.
Is there an ambulance?
Yeah, the ambulance is sitting with the door open and a driver's kind of half out lying there in a pool of blood.
Okay, cool. I pull up behind the ambulance. I'm not a doctor, but there's corpses everywhere. So I pull up as close to the ambulance as possible, and I kind of leave Joey there, and I get off and get into the back of the ambulance and start to grab whatever the fuck I think this kid needs. Some kind of gauze.
Where you going?
Something.
What are you doing?
Say, Joey, I don't know where the doctors are.
Okay, I'll come
keep
with
your
you.
eyes closed, I guess. No, sit. You shouldn't be walking around. I'll be right here. And
Okay,
I literally
all right.
jump off the bike and into the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And I come out with whatever I can find. Yeah, do that. Sunglasses down.
Okay. Yeah. I lay down on the pavement. You're muted. I lay down on the pavement and close my eyes.
Okay, as you kind of you guys get there, and
concussion.
as the bike slides to a stop, Joey just kind of, I'm getting you right, Myth, you kind of just slide off and hit the ground, like you're on the ground, but you're.
I was gonna get up. I was gonna get up and follow him, and he goes, "No, stay here. Keep your eyes closed." And I go, "Okay," and then I just like make myself comfortable in the shade of this motorcycle, and then put my shades on and just rest.
Okay, roll a luck roll for me, because being concussed and resting is an excellent idea. As you kind of slow to a stop, okay, you pass. You're able to. You're still awake. You're just still out of it.
He's pretty lucky.
Lenny, as you jump into the back of as you said, pull up the bike as close as you can, jump off into the ambulance. As you're kind of like rooting through there, you realize that the gurney on the ambulance that's still attached inside is still occupied. And it's at that moment that a hand reaches out and grabs you around the side of the head, right at the ear, and squeezes. And you see the face of Trixie Biscuits as she leans forward, and the strength in her arm as she begins to pull your left ear. And for a moment, you feel like it's going to come off of your head. I would like you at this point to roll a dex roll for me to see if you're going to be able to do something, or if Trixie is.
Fuck me, running.
Okay, so as she already has a hold of you, with a yanking motion, that does 1 point of damage and also removes one ear from the side of Lenny Sparks' head. There is a tearing sound as the cartilage gives away and the lobe and the exterior of the ear come away in Trixie's hand as she yanks your ear off of your head. And as you pull, and you can actually, it's almost as if somebody has punched you in the ear. You hear that loud, as you rip back away from it. You can see your ear stretch for a moment as it finally tears and gives away. You still have about the bottom third of it, but the top 2/3 has been removed from your head. Trixie is leaning forward. Yeah, she just Mike Tyson'd you, and as she leans forward, you can see the black ants crawling around her eyes.
Did I get a hold of gauze in this moment?
Yeah, you got a hold of. We'll say that you were able to kind of grab a medical pack. Like each of the emergency wagons had a pack a crash pack basically. When they would get somewhere, they just grab it and take it with them. You have one that you see appears relatively okay. But Trixie is leaning forward now. She seems to be strapped in, but she's able to bend at the waist and lean up.
Yeah, I don't have time for any of that shit. I grab that pack and I'm headed back out of this door, and I'm slamming those 2 rear doors closed. I fucking guess tending to Joey. Like, I'm bandaging the top of his head and then bandaging my bleeding ear wound as I try to figure out what the hell's happening around here. Can I look around and see this? Actually, I guess I'd roll. What do you want me to roll for that, Greg?
What do I want you to roll for what?
Bandage everyone forever.
You can do a first aid on Joey to see if you're able to kind of. You do.
I am successful
you are able
at bandaging Joey.
Right. So this is how this will affect Joey mechanically. As Joey has a concussion, his skull is not fractured. He gets back 1 hit point, and you produce some of the old school snap smelling salts and basically just stuff one up his nostril as he's just constantly being, irritatingly revived and brought aware of what's going on. He's still mechanically deficient if he has to make certain rolls, but Myth, you are aware and able to react as you normally would. It's at that
Okay.
moment too, as you're kind of binding him up and wrapping your own ears. It's bleeding profusely. You see the hands of Trixie kind of Trixie smash the back of the window as
Yes,
she's like
Trisket.
smacking and smearing down the window. And what I was going to say too is, as that's smearing down, you see a dog run from points unknown through the parking lot, jumping over the bodies off towards the side of the building. Everyone, as you shoot out the window in the hospital room, whoever gets there first
I don't
sees
accidentally
Pap.
shoot the dog, though, right?
No. As you get up there,
Good.
Pap slides to a stop, and as he sees that you guys have burst out through the window, and he seems to be beckoning for you to follow him.
Someone's falling down.
Mom,
the
we
well.
gotta
Come
go.
on. Go.
Jane?
Right.
They killed America.
Jane, let's go.
It'll be fine.
We're not
I think.
we don't do anything. It's just not doing anything. No, it's all gonna blow up. It's just
The fuck's wrong
Gumbel,
with
help me
you?
get Jane out of here. Let's
Gonna-
go. Let's go now.
it's gonna blow up.
No, but not today, right? Not today. Today is not a blow up day. Today is a run day, Jane. So let's
Another
run.
door
God damn it.
The top of the door is off of its hinges as you see both of them crawling and sliding over now what looks like a half, kind of like a Dutch doors that come over the top.
And we'll
Let's go.
like dolphin dives out of the window if we haven't got them.
Ruby's
Go ahead.
Come on, Ruby's gonna
Okay,
pull
so-
Jane with her out the window.
Jane, are you going on your own free will, or are you...
She's probably like more catatonic than anything. She's not resisting, but she's
She's a
kind of getting
Okay.
it. So she'll go if she's being dragged.
Okay, yeah, so no opposed roll there as you're able to pull her out. And we'll say that I'm not going to make you guys roll for damage trying to get out of a broken window. You're able to like break it. It kind of went off the hinges. You guys, it's first floor. You can step out, dive out like Gumbel did. And as you guys get there, you see that there is, in fact, Pabst, as was mentioned before. But what is now evident is somehow, some way, almost as if a Freedom Mobile has been produced by the sheer patriotism of the sundering of the mind of Agent Gumbel. There is a resplendent piece of American machinery, a 1955 Chevy with red, white, and blue flames creeping up over the front of it, down around the front wheel wells as it creeps back. And as the flames, which are of course red and white and denoting the colonies and states of these United States, it turns into a blue star-spangled vehicle. It currently possesses 550 horsepower, revving at 6,000 RPMs, a 575 feet per foot torque at 4,600 RPMs, enough to bend even this American-grade military steel. But there in front of you sits Uncle Sam, the Freedom Mobile, and on the back of the license plate, it simply says, USA.
Hoorah! Ooh, fucking raw.
I think that's our cue.
Come on. And he's just gonna run to the freedom, like in slow motion, to the freedom. Uncle's coming, baby. Uncle's coming.
And in slow motion beside, even though it's nothing slow motion, but somehow Pabst has dropped to like, half speed as well, 1 foot touching the ground at all times as it's galloping beside you, the perfect dog for a perfect American boy running towards a perfect American piece of machinery. And the rest of you, I'm assuming, are following, except for our guys up front. What are you doing? As you hear a shot go off along the side of the building, but you do not see what's going on at this point.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was feeling the silence.
I think once my ear is bandaged, if we both saw the dog and then heard the shot fire, that at least means there's someone alive. Because there's literally like a sea of corpses here. As soon as he gets his head to stop bleeding, he hops back on the bike and just looks to Joey and makes sure he grabs the rifle.
My eyes are probably locked on the ambulance because I just saw Trixie slap against the glass. Still fixed, recognizing that there has been another sign of life, but he still kind of doesn't really understand what's happening because he was very highly concussed. But snaps out of it for a bit and then starts to follow Lenny.
Yeah, he kind of like gives you a jostle and pushes you toward or pulls you towards the bike, so you can get back on. And then as soon as he's on, he takes off towards the side of the building.
Okay, so as you ride the Indian road chief over, you are met with, as described, Lenny, you would recognize this is a brand new 55 Chevy, decorated in the red, white, and blue flames of America the Beautiful. And you see a stumbling, seemingly running in slow motion Agent Gumbel with a seemingly running in slow motion dog beside him. And you see Ruby as she is dragging Jane. Jane seems to just be completely, not catatonic, just completely unresponsive. She's not moving her own limbs as Ruby's just dragging her. And behind them, you see a shattered window, and you see a hand hit the sill, and you see a face come out with glowing red eyes as it turns and looks. Joey, you would recognize this person that looks out as the gentleman that was in the back of the pickup truck that you were trying to chase down, the one that had a shotgun.
Yeah, I got the shotgun.
And they begin to climb out and head towards the two of them.
Are they?
Gumbel's
they
making
from
good
the car?
time. They were when you guys jumped and were chasing in the last episode the truck.
Right.
There was a gentleman in the back of the truck.
Are they in Uncle Sam right now?
Gumbel and Pabst are just there, but Jane and Ruby are much closer to the hospital than the car.
I lost where these guys with the shotgun showed up. Where is he?
They're in the hospital.
They're in the window.
They're climbing out of the window.
In the hospital.
They're coming after.
Got it. I thought they were coming out of the car. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're looking at Theater of the Mind here, we have the bad guys, Jane and Ruby, and then over by the car in that line would be Pabst, Agent Gumbel, the car, and then you guys are coming from a perpendicular approach to them, kind of heading right for Jane and Ruby.
Okay. I don't know if I'd react because I wouldn't really remember. I'm concussed. But noted. And then I continue to.
I think Gumbel's
I think if
up in the car, so he's just when he gets close, he's just gonna dive into a Chevy.
Yeah, I think if Lenny sees all this stuff, if he can get to Gumbel before Gumbel dives into the car, all Dukes of Hazzard, he'll kind of reach back and grab the rifle off of Joey's lap and toss that to Gumbel, because he's a far better shot than Joey is.
He just catches it
and then
he's running. He doesn't even look, but a rifle appears in his hands, which is
Yeah, and he as he slows the bike to a stop.
A Bud Light appears in his hand as well, just crash over.
It's already open for him for some reason.
America, fuck yeah!
Real American hero.
I think he
Real American hero. Have you ever walked through Richmond, Virginia with a bunch of your friends going after a car and a dog by your side and now a rifle in your hand? No, you haven't. Because you're not a real American hero like Gumbel. Real American hero. That's actually used to be an old radio ad. I don't know if you had that back in England. It used to be an old Bud Light radio ad where they would just do that.
Man.
Where you just narrate stupid things.
Dumb
and then
shit.
the guy said,
Yeah. I think Lenny would pull up as close as he possibly can and look between Gumbel and Joey, and just say to no one in particular, "Let the kid drive," as he stops the bike.
as Gumball gets the gun, if he's been notified that someone needs to be shot, as he finishes the Bud Light, and Gumball drinks Bud Light Lime, he despite not having been a minute yet, he turns. The sunny's come down. All right, who wants some America in their face? And I'm gonna shoot at these two rapscallions who are close to Ruben and Bane.
Okay, one of them has emerged, and it is the one that you have shot before. The other one seems to be kind of sliding out, but one of them's on the ground standing up. I will gladly let you take a rifle shotgun shot at one of those.
That's a shot.
Nice. And
D10?
this is... Grand should be a D10, yeah.
D10.
Oh, actually, no, it should be 2D6, shouldn't it?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, just...
shotgunners.
I think it's 1D10 plus 2, actually. I can check real quick, but... we'll just add 2 on that for right now.
It's 5, yeah.
Regardless, you're able to shoot, and this time when you hit center mass, and when you hit, you see this blue energy and lightning kind of go over the front of this creature, and it does not fall over as it's standing there. It's simply, its head lowers, and you see the red lights kind of wink and go out. Everybody roll a spot hidden for me.
Greg,
You
if
get advantage
possible,
on this one.
Since I'm stopped, I
What?
want to pull the other rifle out.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Ruby, you get advantage on this.
Okay, cool.
That's a 6. That's Jesus Christ.
So I'm gonna spend 2 luck to make my lower fail a success.
Okay, so I believe then that would be just you and Agent Gumble. So Gumbles, you turn around and blast one of these things, and you see that kind of blue electricity go across it. Oh, is that you having success too? Lenny, you see this as well?
I succeeded.
Okay, yeah, as the electricity goes across the arcs and jumps, and you see it kind of power down and stand there like a statue, you all see the same electrical jumps leap from that creature. Some of them kind of arc through the air and go back towards the creature at the window climbing through, but a few of them go forward and arc into Jane. And you see Jane kind of, her hair lifts off of her head, and you see electricity flitter around it and kind of helix and orbit around her whole being, and her left eye
Into the
flickers
storm.
red.
Ruby's gonna let go of Jane and
Oh.
back up from her, towards the car.
I get in the
Jane?
car.
Yeah, Jane actually snaps out of her state. You should go. You should go. You should go. Go.
Jane, do
You
you
need to go.
come in?
I can't do anything. We're not going to be able to do anything. This is going to blow up. And,
Listen to the great
Jane.
you want. Ruben, get out of there.
and she takes her pack and she tosses it towards you guys and takes off the ring and tosses it towards you and says, "Just tell Iris I'm sorry, okay?" And she turns and she's heading towards the remaining dude coming through the window.
And Marty! And Marty Ryder! You hear it.
Ruby's gonna grab the ring and the pack and run to the car.
You hear from the bushes.
He's been there the whole time.
Jane,
He's fine.
2 steps behind her.
Jane, knowing that she's not going to do anything about the incoming bomb, and resolving herself to death, walks towards the other man.
And that, I think, is a perfect place to stop this episode of Atomic Cthulhu. Even though we're a little early, I couldn't pick a better one, so...
Fuck you, Greg.
Nice.
God damn it.
Is she a bomb? That just happened?
Greg, you're a shit.
Damn it.
Why did you do that to Jane? No.
It's time for the book, guys.
It was supposed to be Ruby. No.
Yeah, actually, it was. I had my second character sheet with me.
Fucking hell. Well, my friends, that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Atomic Cthulhu. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know I certainly had a great time. And I'm stressed now for next week. I'm going to be stressed about it until next week. And then I'll be even more stressed about it because it'll be happening. So, yeah, just a constant state of anxiety and worry about Jane, who lost a shit ton of sanity. How much sanity did you have at the end there? Like 20 or something?
I have 25 sanity, but I'll talk more about it when it comes to my time to talk about it.
My time.
Well, talk
It
about
was
it. Give her
your
a win.
time. Oh God.
Oh boy.
What
Well,
does that
friends,
even
looks like
mean?
Greg might have gotten one of us. Maybe almost two, I think, with that head wound there. That was pretty fucking mean. So Lindy strikes back at us from across the screens. If you guys enjoyed tonight's show, of course, hit the follow button and join us. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can catch up on all of the previous episodes. Great to see so many people enjoying the episodes up on YouTube. So hey, you guys on YouTube, you're still watching. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, at a later time of 5 p.m. Eastern for the Long March, followed by the Cobalt Press official Midgard stream of The World's Tree Burns at 8 Eastern. So join us tomorrow for that. But let's go around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Greg. I'll keep the first tonight. Greg, what did you think?
I had a lot of fun tonight. I liked having to break out some of these things. I knew this was going to be a violent one, and when you guys were taking back-to-back players in, other than Myth, who brought in Joey, I knew that some people were not going to do well because of the previous sanity losses and things like that, and I did not try to deter it
smart.
at all. So
I knew
this
what
is
I was doing.
fantastic. Yeah, I don't like to kill anybody, but when the dice tell the story, I like to let them. So this is a great one. Had a lot of fun. Love playing with these people. Chat, awesome, you guys. I got to put a Freedom Mobile in. That's great. Also, I have one more surge that will appear next week. The doctor was given something that I'm using for something else. So whoever gave the doctor the wild magic surge, that's coming next week. I couldn't quite fit it in this week. But anyway, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. You can find me here every Monday from 4:30 to 7:30. You can find me tomorrow. Normally we have Tomes and Tentacles coming out. We'll have some more coming out soon. Web DM on Tuesday nights, where I'm doing a little 5e Spelljammer action with Keanu and Starward Bound. We have a lot of fun. Wednesdays back here for Where It's At, 1 to 4, Call of Cthulhu, Doors to Darkness. I'm sure I've already lost a character there, so I know how it feels. But we will see exactly how that transpires. Friday on my own channel, Grimjack21502, Firefly, Tales from the Big Damn Verse, 2 to 4. And then premiering this Saturday, a new Pulp Cthulhu show called Project Kronos will be on from Saturday from 2 to 4, again starring Kiana. And then Sunday night, my original Pulp Cthulhu project, Athena, from 7 to 9. But that's me. Meet me back here to see how many of them we can take out together next week, Trickster Gods. But until then, stay atomic.
Great stuff. And Myth. I've been hanging out with Mitch the past few days, and so
How dare you? I'm so jealous. So hi, man. I had a blast. I really like doing the dance fighting, and glad I didn't actually fall asleep there, because I would have been dead. My name is Mythomatic. I am a role-play streamer and voice actor here on Twitch. You could find me here every Monday, or also Tuesday starting tomorrow. I'll be playing on the Greyhawk channel. I'll be playing, I think it's Vecna Lives, and I'll be playing a dwarf gunsmith. I'm super excited about that. That's tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST, so I'm super excited to play that, as well as play this again next week. So, yeah, I'm really excited to get back into tabletop. It's been a long time, so I'm starting to go hard into it. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway, thanks a lot.
Great stuff. Kiana. Whew. Rough episode.
Yeah. Now there's a whole bunch of ups and downs. She sort of became a mutant, and then at 25 sanity, she resolved herself to kill herself within 24 hours. So, that was it.
That's good.
So,
Boogie.
there goes our first character, guys. She's gonna have to go kill herself.
Please tell me you're gonna make Iris.
Yes.
Please tell me you're gonna make her as a character.
I'm
Comes back,
gonna
like,
make Iris.
where's my baby?
I'm gonna make Iris. She's gonna be my next in the bank
Guns
character,
are-
but we'll
Nice.
see who comes in next week. Wow, so that was an episode. That was very distressing and stressful, but fun in the worst ways. But yeah, poor Jane, mad scientist of my heart, and she's going to go sacrifice herself, hopefully.
And
In the meantime,
Marty's heart.
you guys can find me over on Twitter at KennaS, where I'll probably be crying over this character. I knew she was gonna die.
She's
but
not dead yet. She's not dead yet.
She probably going to die, Greg. Greg.
Anything can happen.
T-bone her out of nowhere. Last minute,
Yeah.
like last time. You never know.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's cool. I am on a podcast called Ladies Slaying Dragons, which releases new episodes every Sunday. It's me and two cool ladies doing roundtable discussions about tabletops. Tuesday, as Greg said, I'm on Star Wars Bound. Wednesdays, I'm on Scotticus' channel from 3:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30, running One Shot Wonders, which is me running a new setting every month. It's Barovia, a Ravenloft setting this month. It's super fun. And then, as Greg said, Saturday is Curtis, so I'm very, very excited for that. But yeah, it's this has been a episode. I am going to probably go curl up into a corner and just think about my feelings for a while. Thanks, Greg.
Amazing. Oh, great stuff. And Mike.
Yeah, that was something.
Mike.
I got sweaty and anxious, and now I'm super nervous because everything's coming up Lenny. In the past 2 episodes, I've been killing it, and now I'm gonna die. It's just guaranteed. Next episode, I die. I just want to get Lenny back to the bunker so we can build this awesome motorcycle and hope for the best. But yeah, if you guys like me, you can see me here every Monday. You can see me on my channel the rest of the week, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. doing some D&D, some Dungeon World, some City of Mist, all kinds of other fun stuff. So check us out over there. And Greg, awesome game. That was amazing. I didn't expect any of that, and I'm so excited to see what my 2 magical items are next week.
Ooh, absolutely.
Are you wearing a chain around your neck?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
dog chain.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
The
moving
road
on.
warrior.
I just needed to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay.
So we all needed to know that. Last but not least, Jules.
I was so like, oh, he's killing Ruby. And Jane's gone. I'm so sad. Oh my god. I mean, this was kind of amazing. I had no clue where this was going. Like, I really did think that, like, I was like, yes, I will drag every single person through broken glass windows this episode and save them. And every single person who I've dragged through a broken glass window has died.
Way to make it feel
Sorry.
like leave on a good note there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it was amazing. I can't wait to see Iris. Like, I'm so excited for you to make that character. I'm just sad. Sad news bears. You can find me on Twitter at Julia Rosa, where I will also be sad about your character dying. We'll cry together.
Yeah, bit of Twitter to cry together, guys. But it's okay because there's boogie woogie music playing and everything's fine. So just drown out
Mask
Crying
your
and
feelings.
doing the twist.
Yeah,
Mask your
Just
feelings.
Cry and
Dancing.
twist.
put them into a bottle and throw the bottle out the window and you're all good. So we'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern for The Long March, Kingmaker. In fact, I'll be on a little bit earlier, 12 Eastern. We're doing a kind of stream of Arvin Elrond over on his Twitch channel playing some Middle Earth. Then 8 p.m. for the Midgard stream. So looking forward to that. That's also a podcast now, I hear. So you go to tomeshow.com. Tomeshow.com, yes, where you can find the World True
Perfect.
Burns podcast. You can subscribe to them as well to listen to that show over there. But until next time, my friends, try not to roll too many nat ones because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Just laugh because otherwise you'll cry.